don't understand. Why is this phone so slow? And it's barely up to 2 years now, or it's even up to 2 years. Are you frustrated like me? I mean, I'm up. It's 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, and I can't do anything with this phone. It's just so slow. And I know some of you, it's probably a question that you may have been asking yourself or others for a while now, and I am making this video because it's something I have noticed myself, and it's something other people have asked me too. Like, why do phones slow down as they age? And I've got several reasons here as to why phones slow down. In my country, when we eat, we usually invite others to come and join us. So it's custard, come and join me. But seriously, it's just a greeting. I don't really expect you to come and join me. I mean, there are times where like the greeting could go wrong when somebody's actually very hungry and you're like, come and join me, and then they actually come and join you. Well, let's just say this have happened, right? So let's get into the video right away. All right, now one of the very many reasons why phones tend to slow down is when people start to fill up their storage. Yes, actually. Now, I really don't want to go into all the technical stuff. I am biting the urge not to. I'm fighting the urge not to. But like, seriously, okay, let me explain this. Like, let me tell you what happened to me personally. Now, up until recently, I had this bad habit of filling up my storage, and then I would have only say 5 or 6 gig left, because I know I'm not supposed to go below that amount. The last thing I want to see, on my status bar up there is the message of you're running out of space. God, I hate that message. Now, I edit YouTube videos on my smartphone because currently I do not have a PC, and I think I was editing around 10 videos as at the time. That was in August, right? And then I wanted to transfer a file from my SD card into my smartphone, into my internal storage, so that I could work with it on the editor. Sorry. It took forever to copy, or rather to cut and paste a 115 MB file. It took almost forever. And I was like, is this the end of my phone? Fast forward a few weeks later, after I was able to successfully reclaim 30 gig back. I was able to successfully reclaim 30 gigs of space back, and I transferred this same this file around the same size, and I transferred it from the SD card into my internal storage. And I was waiting for it to start counting, processing, and I was like, I didn't see anything. And I went to check, the file was no longer there. I went to check my internal storage, and it was there. It was then it dawned on me that it transferred just like that. So my phone slowed down because I was choking the storage. The storage was almost it was all the way up there. So that's really one of the first things that slows phones down, when we fill them up too much. They are too, I don't get it why people fill up their storages that much with lots of movies, lots of tons of pictures and videos that they probably will never see again or never watch, but they just keep stuff in there. And that will take us to number 2 reason: too many apps. Currently I have around, say, 23 apps or so. I think I have around 23 apps or so. And I have a 128 gig storage, actually. I do, but I have around 23 apps, and I really don't want to go beyond that. There are people I know with 64 gig storage that have well over 70 apps. Bro, sis, what are you doing with that many apps? What are you doing with that many apps, for Christ's sakes? I mean, come on. What are you doing with that many apps? Right? I mean, I don't get it. So when you have a lot of apps on your phone, a lot of these apps require access to your background services, because they need to be running in the background, especially apps that that are always connected to the internet, like social media apps, for example, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, because that's how they function. If they're not in the background, they will not be able to alert you when messages come. And there are some people who are on every social media platform ever made. I need to check if this thing is recording. Yes, it's recording. They're on every social media platform ever made. And on top of that, they go out and they customize their phones to, I mean, think of someone that wears, I think of, I don't know, a lady or a guy that wears heavy makeup. Like every part of them is dolled up to the point where it's no longer fashion, it's now looking ridiculous. That's the way these people deck their phones out. You know, like they have live wallpapers, widgets here, widgets there, custom themes. Like their phones are all over. Like there's so much that the CPUs have to do. There's so much stuff that they have to run. The CPU have to dedicate cores to just keep running. And like there's really not enough space to handle tasks. And then the next thing, like my phone is slow. Oh, some people would even blame the brand. I mean, yes, brands have their faults, but sometimes us users have issues too. And then the next, like, oh God, my phone is so slow now. My phone is so slow. It's so slow. Get rid of all these customizations. You don't need them. Uninstall some apps. Free up your background space, and see what happens to your phone. Seriously. Let's move on to number 3. Updates, both app and software updates. Now, what lots of people love updates. You see people clamoring, I want the latest update. I want it on my phone right now. With new updates come new responsibilities, right? And one thing people forget is that technology doesn't stay still. Technology is always moving fast, very fast. Like 2 years is actually a long time. It's a life cycle in smartphone tech. So if you have, say, a Snapdragon 660, for example, from 2019, and you are expecting Android 12 updates on that Snapdragon 660, one thing you should know is that Android 12 or Android 13 is way heavier than Android 9 or Android 10 that was around at the time. That is one. 2, newer software updates require a lot more resources because they have a lot more instructions, because they carry new functions or new features, stuff that older SoCs or older processors may struggle to keep up with. And when they struggle to keep up with these new software updates, not just for like apps now, but generally system-wide updates, you start to see like the phone take a hit when it comes to speeds. And yikes, you start to feel it. You start feeling it little by little that, like this phone isn't keeping up. So that's another reason why phones slow down. Now, as a side note, yes, Samsung have been caught doing it. I think I have read about it, that Samsung have been caught slowing down phones, but Apple are the chief culprits of using updates to slow phones down. Now, common sense says that they usually slow phones down to get because generally what's the first reaction of people to their phone slowing down, especially people with the means who have the money. A phone slowing down, I'm getting a new one, right? But they said that wasn't their aim, that they were doing it to save battery. Yeah, and that will take us to batteries. Now, batteries don't last forever. Obviously they do not. Now, with every charge cycle, 100 to 0 back to 100, your battery is aging. Your battery grows old steadily. With every charge cycle, your battery grows older and older and older. Now, notice something for those people who are very, very observant with their smartphones. When your smartphone gets to around, the battery gets to around 20% or 15%, your phone slows down. If you haven't noticed, you could run your battery down to around 20-15. I'm not advising you do it, but you could check it out, and you notice that your phone slows down as it starts conserving energy. So if you have a battery that is aging or that is faulty, your phone would slow down. Your operating system could tell your phone to slow down so as to be, to go easier on the battery, right? So that's another reason why phones slow down. Another one is the memory degradation. Soft storage on our smartphone, we use flash storage. That's NAND flash storage. Now, NAND flash storage ages with every write-rewrite cycle. So as the storage starts slowing down, starts growing old, wear leveling is going to kick in, and the memory controller inside the storage is going to have to take its time to comb through your storage to avoid memory cells that are aging or that are growing older in order to be able to find, you know, one that is suitable to save your stuff, so that you don't wake up one morning and a file that you saved is gone. So this by itself could slow down your phone. I think there's one or two more that I am supposed to remember right now. Yes, the last one. Perception. Perception is actually kind of like one of the funniest of them all. Now I got around with, you know, a couple guys, people who use flagship phones, and you know, since I am very handy with a smartphone camera, you know, they designated me their photographer and all that. So I'm not very good with pictures myself, so I'd rather be behind the camera anyway. So in between pictures, I was, you know, playing around, and you know, at the end of the day, when I got home and I started to, you know, I'm handling my mid-range phone. My mid-range phone became slow, and I'm like, is this the phone I was operating? Is this the phone I was operating the morning before I left the house? Why are you slow? So perception matters a lot, because you know, some people feel their phones are supposed to perform at a certain level, whereas that's not actually what has been happening. But you know, something happened somewhere, and now they think that they should, you know, the phone should be operating at a certain level. Yeah, I know. I do. Trust me, I know. Perception is actually, you know, perception is actually funny as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with your phone, bro. I'm like, no, let me tell you so. The phone don't slow down. The phone is now slow. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with your phone. It's performing the way it's supposed to. Like, you know, these things happen. So how do you avoid your phone slowing down? Well, first and foremost, debloat. Seriously, debloat. Excess apps gone. Pictures, videos that you don't need, media gone. All of those unnecessary customizations, because my smartphone is actually bare bones. Basically, I use the default theme. I don't have like any stuff, and I'm very, very careful, you know, the background permissions I give to apps. I am on top of that. You know, I am on top of that thing. I don't really like just allow any app get into my background for any reason whatsoever. So that's the first thing you want to do: debloat and get rid of the excess stuff. If you are using a memory card, please make sure that it is a class 10 A1 memory card. Otherwise, just remove it. I've seen people who have like, do you have a memory card? They're like, yes, and I'm like, remove it, and all of a sudden the phone speeds up. I'm like, wow, Jeff, you're a magician. No, it's common sense, really, because these are stuff that I know. With updates, I don't know what to say about updates, really. I can't really say. Updates are hit or miss depending on your manufacturer, really. But if you use Apple iPhones, know that they will be slowing your phone down, all right? They will be. For perception, you may need to adjust your rose tinted lenses. You know, take them out and then like see the reward for what it is. What else is there? Basically, that's it. I don't really think there is anything else. For bad batteries, you need to have those batteries changed. Free up storage. Wear leveling will take care of itself. So basically, that's that. As usual, if you like this video, please like, share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies that please do Inquisitive Universe. So go and subscribe to that guy. He did try. I know that he try. Help me out here, please. I'm trying my best. It's just a button click. I know it doesn't really mean a lot of people, but it would mean the world to me if you subscribe and if you stay, so that I know the type of content I'm supposed to be doing for you guys. You know, if you are here, right? So once more, thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk and for watching me eat custard too. I will see you in the next one. Bye.